Hi everyone, I am Desiree A. Bernardo, BS at Math 1B, and I'm here to discuss the importance of disaster preparedness and the things that I should do if a disaster would happen in my community. Without further ado, let's start. So, what are the things we need to prepare beforehand? First and most important, water for drinking and sanitation purposes. Food, at least a 3-day supply of non-perishable food. A flashlight, first aid kit, radio, extra batteries, cell phone with chargers, local maps, whistle, and mask. And next, what to do before, during, and after a disaster. Before a disaster. First, create an emergency plan for your own family. Second, program emergency numbers into your phone, which are your immediate family. Number 2, your local barangay. Number 3, fire department. Number 4, local police station. Number 5, your local hospital. And lastly, your national emergency hotline 911. Become familiar with major and alternate routes to leave before a disaster. Make a plan of where to meet your family after a disaster. Make sure that everything you need is easily accessible in case a disaster strikes. During a disaster. During a disaster, we should not panic. Stay calm. Find a safe place to stay. Wait for further instructions and follow your area protocols. And keep emergency kits on hand. And lastly, after a disaster. First, make sure you, your family members, and pets are safe and accounted for. Second, attend to physical injuries and emotional distress. Third, if you have a home standing but there is damage, secure your property. And lastly, if you don't have money to afford a place to shelter or do not have insurance, go to a local community shelter. And now that I have told you the things that we should need to do before, during, and after the disaster, so I will now tell you some possible disasters that will occur in my community. First disaster that will occur here in my community is landslide. Because of intense rainfall, when slope areas become completely saturated by heavy rainfall, many times landslides can occur. Second and lastly, flood. Because I live near a river, so there is a strong chance that flood will occur here, and also flood caused by heavy rainfall. Thus, those are all the possible disasters that will occur in my community. So now, I will discuss the importance of disaster preparedness and why it is important to be prepared at all times. So first of all, before I discuss its importance, let me first define what disaster preparedness is. Disaster preparedness refers to measures taken to prepare for and reduce the effects of disasters. That is, to predict and where possible prevent them, mitigate their impact on vulnerable population and respond to, and effectively cope with their consequences. What is the importance of disaster preparedness? The goal of disaster preparedness is to lessen the impact of disasters on vulnerable population, to ready an organization for an influx of activity and to design a coordinated plan that reduces the waste of resources, time, and efforts. And disaster preparedness has the potential to save the maximum number of lives and property during a disaster, and it aims to return the affected populations to normalcy as quickly as possible. Third, knowing what to do before a disaster is essential. Since it will
That's
help
check.
you to survive, it will help you to locate your safety location. It will help you to determine what you need to do before, during, and after the disaster. And being prepared ensures you to have the correct mindset to handle a disaster that will occur. Therefore, that is why disaster